I was just recently thinking about prayer and how this influences our lives or can influence our lives. And I was thinking back at when I was a kid. Now, before me, the generation before was very used to picking up a receiver and cranking the side of a box in order to get a signal to make a phone call. And then as I was a kid, I remember having in our home a party line, which three different people shared the same line, and you had a specific ring that you knew was yours, and you only answered it when it was that ring. And I got thinking about how we're fine with the advancements that we have of communication in the natural, but some of us have not brought that forward into our walk, our kingdom walk. We still somehow have programmed ourselves to communicate with God based on a very old covenant style. And we don't realize that when Jesus did what he did, not only did he give us access to salvation, but he also gave us an access to a communication style that they had not had until that point. It'd be like the difference between dial-up and fiber optics. Dial-up, you only get connected when you connect. And with fiber optics, I guess, I'm not pretending to be an authority on this, but high-speed fiber optics, it's there all the time. It's constantly, information is constantly being brought over the wire. Well, I would like to look at prayer that same way. When we're talking about hearing from God and connecting prayer, we need to understand that we are constantly connected to that line between hearing and speaking to our Creator. So in prayer, the most important aspect would be the listening more than the speaking. We're very good at making requests. We make them all the time. It seems like we only consider that prayer when we're making requests. But there's an aspect of prayer that we often don't tap into that's the most valuable part, and that is the listening part. He's not concerned about just speaking to us once a year for those miraculous moments. Every moment of your life can be filled with His voice. We are to be, in constant prayer, in a constant state of prayer. And for those that are under that understanding, that doesn't mean you drive around with your head bowed and your eyes closed. We know that's not it. Prayer is actually communication. The word prayer means to converse. It means to be in a state of communication. And so I think that's a full-time thing. I think that's what God is encouraging us to. And that's something full-time. Be ready for it any moment, because He is speaking. He's speaking now. All we need to do is listen.